As of today, the 22nd of September, Usk Recycling Group have received nearly 2,000 electronic responses and nearly 500 written responses regarding the proposed closure of Usk Recycling Centre. These are extracts from some of the letters received.
Creating accessibility issues will result in an increase in unsightly fly tipping crimes. This can be evidenced by reports of fly tipping in rural communities having soared by 300% during the COVID-19 lockdown, with tip closures blamed for contributing to the rise.
We have only been resident in the town since 2012, and in that relatively short space of time have seen council tax increases of 42%. This outrageous increase has been accompanied by drastic cuts to recycling facilities. My wife and I are now in our 80s and desolate with the thought of having to travel long distances to dispose of our waste.
Your listing of the supposed positives which outweigh the negatives is not convincing. The huge negative of non-driving elderly people unable to dispose of household items is paramount. Many people choose to live in Usk because of its self-sustaining town with all the necessary amenities. Driving can be avoided. You are now removing one of these amenities from a vulnerable group.
My husband and I are 94 and 86. There are many people of a similar age in Usk for whom a trip to Llanfoist constitutes a major effort. A round trip from Usk to Llanfoist of approximately 26 miles would create more pollution. This is a time when global warming has become a major issue and when every citizen has to take responsibility for not creating excessive pollution.
I consider the centre a real asset, especially for people like us who don't have a garage and only a small rear yard. So it was very convenient to walk to the skip and sort our rubbish into the relevant containers. We used it frequently, so never had a heavy bag to carry up. My husband is in his 80s and I'm catching up.
Monmouthshire County Council has itself pledged to move towards a green future. To have to drive to a recycling site some miles away in order to be recycling conscious is patently ridiculous.
The closure of the recycling facility will also serve to cause an increase in lengthy motor transport journeys across Monmouthshire, as residents will transport their waste to the sites at Llanfoist, 5 Lanes or Mitchell Troy. This in turn will increase harmful air pollutants in the local environment and adversely impact upon MCC's local air quality management obligations and the Clean Air Plan for Wales. I have lived in Usk for 59 years, and now as a non-driving elderly resident of Usk, I often took items to the recycling facility in my trolley.
The increased risk of fly tipping and air pollution serves to highlight the damage and impact this decision could have upon the wider Monmouthshire community. However, governments believe that all environmental decisions of the here and now are being made on behalf of the generations of the future to come. So therefore, worst of all is the message this decision would send that Monmouthshire County Council chose to save their budget rather than their future generation.